I just felt like doing a chit chat video talking while I put on some makeup. And so I guess that's that's what we're gonna do. So I remember back in college, I used to play in makeup like all the time. I mean, I studied. And I honestly didn't party a lot. I'm very much like a homebody, and I like to be like in my home, like my own space. But you know, I would have just much rather been like in my apartment in my own space and just sitting in the mirror playing in makeup. Like that's just something like I truly enjoy doing. But as I got older, obviously, you know, working full time and not really having as much time on my hands, like I haven't truly just sat in front of the mirror and played in makeup, like with no idea, no rhyme or reason, just nothing, just whatever color stands out to me is a color that I use in such a long time. So this right now is very nostalgic. Being in college was just such a simpler time. Like me and a girlfriend used to sit on the phone and we would like FaceTime and stuff and just sit there and talk and play in our makeup together. So that was just something that like I said, I just really, really enjoy doing. So I haven't done it. I graduated college back in 2014. It's now 2024. So probably about like 20 years. So wait, I said 20. I can't add. I need to go back to school, obviously, in 10 years. Ooh, I'm like Portia. 265 days. Bye. So like I said, like it's just been such a long time since I've really just like indulged in a sense of like what it is to just have fun and do your makeup. So a little bit about me. Not that y'all asked, but I'm gonna tell you. Like I said, I graduated from college about 10 years ago. I went to Mississippi State University, Hill State. And I'm currently working as an occupational therapist assistant. If you know what that is, please drop it down in the comments because nobody ever knows what that is. So when I was in college, I majored in kinesiology, and if I could give anybody some collegiate advice, like especially like people who are getting ready to graduate, and like May, you're about to start college, you're about to, you know, step into like the first phase of adulthood, my best piece of advice that I could to give to anybody that's about to start college is number one, you do not have to have it all figured out. Like those first 2 years you're in school, like really and truly just enjoy it. Like just enjoy it, enjoy the college life, like, you know, have your fun, make your mistakes, as long, and this is like my caveat, as long as you make a mistake, as long as you don't make mistakes that you can't bounce back from, okay? That's the big thing. Another piece of advice that I would give is like I said, you don't have to have it all figured out. Okay, go there, have a good time, enjoy the freedom, enjoy, you know, not having as many responsibilities, and just like live it up. Meet a lot of people, meet tons and tons of people, because when you step into your adult life, you're gonna need those connections. Like networking is like for real. Meet people in all different kind of majors from all different kind of walks of life, because you never know, like as you grow older and you start to discover yourself, like how these different people can connect you and can help you and can network with you like in your spider web and make like things big. Okay, so if those are there's two things that I can tell you is don't have it figured out and have a lot of fun. As a freshman and sophomore, now listen, once you hit that junior senior mark, you need to have a plan. We need to have some kind of plan. You know, you need to have something. You need to be going towards something. You need to know, like, hey, I'm gonna try for a higher education, like higher, like I'm going to my master's, I'm going to get my doctorate, like whatever it is. I think that you should have an idea by at least like the middle of your junior year, because your senior year, you're sending in applications, if not before, really. So have fun for 2 years, and then last 2 you need to sit down and get her done. I was talking to a friend not too long ago, and I was just like, man, like growing up and being an adult with like responsibilities and stuff has been so challenging. Like, I did not know that walking into adulthood would be like this. Like, Jesus. All I can do is call on them, because woo, child. Woo. But I think the biggest thing, like, in adulthood that I could ever say that I've, like, really truly learned and that I'm trying to become better at, and something that I work at, like, every single day, is just being more self-aware. I think once you master, like, self-awareness, like, things in life become so much more just, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I feel like it opens your eyes to, like, different things whenever you're self-aware. Like, whenever you know, like, okay, this is how I respond to different things like this. You know how to avoid situations. You know how to, like, not let people, like, gaslight you and take you out of character. Like, there's just a lot of things. There's just a lot of power, I'll say. A lot of power in, like, self-awareness. Because nobody can tell you, like, who you are or what you are. Like, you can be like, look, you trying to make me something that I'm not. Don't put that on me. Like, don't do that. I'm not that. I've said that before quite a few times. Like, look, I'm not that which you speak of. Whenever you're on your self-discovery, like, you're going to be challenged. Like, people are going to test your gangsta, let me tell you. And you're going to be hit with, like, different challenges and different crossroads. How do you fully know, like, what it is if you're not ever tested on it? Like, it's just different. So, like, the self-discovery thing, I know, like, a lot of people do it and it's, like, a big thing. And that's something that I'm working on currently in, like, this season of life. It's, like, really discovering, like, myself and, like, who I am. I've had to set a lot of boundaries. I've had to do a lot of different things. I've had to address a lot of different people in ways that, like, I normally would never address. But like I said, there's just so much freedom in, like, being and, like, knowing who you are and, like, sticking with that. Like, there's a lot of freedom in that. And, you know, people may hit you with the, oh, you've changed, you're different. Like, yeah, like, I am. And you know what? I'm glad that you noticed. Like, I'm glad all this hard work that I'm putting in, like, somebody sees, like, that I'm making a change. And a lot of times, like, some people don't, like, take your change as, like, a positive thing because, like, it disrupts them. But, like, as long as, like, you're good with it and you know what you're doing is for the betterment of self, then, you know, they're just gonna have to, like, grin and bear it. They're just gonna have to take it. And you're just gonna have to say, like, accept me for who I am today, not who I was yesterday. Because this is a whole new person. And don't let people make you feel guilty for evolving and becoming better. If you know that you're changing and you're becoming a better version of yourself, don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty for doing that. Don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty for becoming better, okay? I didn't mean to get on here and preach, but, like, when the word hits, sometimes you just gotta say it. If you don't take anything from this video, like, just understand that. Like, never let anybody make you feel bad for becoming better. And in becoming better, you don't have to, like, tell the world about it. You just do it. That's one thing my husband and I talk about all the time is, like, there's a difference in between, like, people who, like, do things for attention and who, like, do things, like, for real. Like, oh yeah, they're really working on that. They're really becoming better. Like, everything then doesn't have to be an announcement. My husband and I, like, we joke around. Like, if we're sitting down and I'm like, oh, I'm about to go use the bathroom, we'll say, like, we don't have to announce it. And that's just something that applies to, like, real life. Like, everything does not have to be an announcement. You don't have to tell everybody about what it is you're working on to become better or what it is you're doing that's, you know, changing your life. Just do it. Just become better, be better, and let them see, you know? Because a lot of people won't appreciate it, or they won't like it, or they'll try to discourage you or influence you to do something else. Have you ever noticed that, like, whenever you tell people that you're on a diet, they start cooking more? And bad stuff. Like, I've never had so much fried food in my life than whenever I was on a diet. And I'm not saying anything's wrong or like discredit like my people around me, but like that's just typically what happens. Like you're tempted more, like a lot of temptation starts to happen. So like just if you're gonna do it, just do it. You don't have to announce it, you don't have to tell the world, like just do what's gonna make you better and be better. Anyways, this makeup look is not turning out how I thought it was gonna be. Ugh. I try to make this all different, but it's not, so we're just gonna blend it all together. That was a little bit better, but I don't know, bruv. Y'all gonna be like, oh, she can't even do makeup. I never said I was a makeup artist. Number one. I like to play in it, is what I said. I like to experiment and try out stuff. This makeup look is turning out like a look that I've already done. I don't know. I don't know how to make it different. I'm gonna just drink some Sonic. What's your favorite Sonic drink? Me, I'm a strawberry limeade type of gal. Bust. So like when I first started doing this look, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do like a cut crease and make it like 2 different colors. That ain't happening. Ain't happening, Captain. Now we see we got like 5 colors merged together to make 2. And now I'm adding some white on my waterline. Just a miss. A hot boo-boo miss. I'm looking so crazy with this white. So I remember when I was going through, it looks like I have a black eye, but hopefully when I do my everything else, it's gonna look better. I'm really just trying out something. What's that cartoon that had the purple? That's what I'm looking like. I'm gonna look her up. But it was a cartoon that had like purple like this. I should have done my foundation before I did the waterline, but I got a little excited, so we're just gonna see how this turns out. I'll probably have to reapply, and that's okay. We're gonna make it work. I don't have anywhere to go. I'm just doing this for funsies. Anyway, so I remember going through marriage counseling before my husband and I got married. Shout out to Darius and Santana. And one thing that they kind of harped on was once you got married and once you started elevating and doing better in your life, that you had to become a you that you've never been before. Like you had to become somebody that you don't even recognize. And it's so crazy because when they're saying these things, they're kind of talking in future tense. And it doesn't seem like it really applies to you in that moment. You're just kind of listening and ingesting it. But then there's like points in your life where there are certain signs and symptoms, because I work in healthcare, that you're like, oh dang, this is exactly what they're talking about. Like, I have to be different. I have to do things differently from what people are accustomed to me doing. And so that's just kind of like my little word on life. I don't have life all figured out by any means. Like, I do not. But one thing that I do more now, I've tried to avoid it saying it, but it just had to happen. But one thing that I do now more than I have ever is I listen. And I think there's just like such a good thing about listening and listening to people who, first of all, talking to people who are in the position that you want to visit, like who are in the position that you want to be in. I think that's first step number 1, is you have to talk to people that are in the positions that you want to be in. Okay, you have to listen to what they have to say, or be willing to listen to what they have to say. And everything that they say won't apply to you, because it just doesn't. Everybody lives, a different life. Everybody has a different struggle. If it applies to you, apply it to your life, and if it doesn't, keep it in your back pocket, because that doesn't mean you won't encounter it, but just keep it in your back pocket and apply it when necessary, if ever. I want to be a great wife, so I talk to women who I think are great wives. Don't go asking for advice and you're not even gonna listen. And then if you don't listen and they were right, there's nothing wrong with being like, you know what, you told me and you were right and I was wrong. I appreciate you for trying to look out for me. A lot of times it's our ego that stops us from doing that, from being able to admit when we're wrong. I had a big ego. Big old ego. And now it's just big. It's not big old, it's just big. Will I ever do this look again? Probably not. Because this happened by accident. I really couldn't even tell you how I even did this. If somebody said, oh, I like that makeup look, how did you do it, girl? It was supposed to be a cut grease, but here we are. It isn't cutting nothing. Ain't nothing cut about this. Not one thing, but that's okay. There's beauty in chaos. So crazy. This look looks so similar to makeup that I've already done, but I reassure you that it's different, and y'all even watch me do it. It's very different. This is not, I mean, I didn't have a plan going into this, but even if I did have a plan, I can guarantee you that this wasn't it. All right, so we're done. We're done with this. Like I said, I didn't have a plan. I had no rhyme or reason. I did have like a thought in my brain, but when I started putting the colors on, they didn't do what I thought that they were gonna do. So we just ended up with just a big old color splash right here on the eye, and it looks very similar to another look that I think I'm doing like last week. I don't know. Whenever I post it, these two are gonna look a lot alike, and you know, just know that they're different, because y'all sat here and watched me do this, and y'all gonna sit me and watch do the other one, and the process was totally different, but we came out with very similar looking pieces. That's just a word. That's a word in itself. Two different things can look alike. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy what I had to say, or that something resonated with you. And if it did, you know, drop down in the comments and let me know if anything that I said today was helpful, or if I was just saying a whole bunch of jibber jabber. I don't know. You know, I want to really connect with the people who are watching my channel, or who are watching my videos, and who are subscribed to my channel. Like, I want this to be a big family, and I really want us to get to know each other. And I want to inspire and motivate you guys the way that I've been inspired and motivated in my life. So that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.